Anong course ang kinuha mo? By the way, Win is a registered nurse in UCLA and also a realtor. Pero hindi yun ang kinuha niya sa Ateneo. Ano yung kinuha mong course sa Ateneo?
Originally, I graduated with a bachelor's degree in social sciences.
Oh, wow.
Hindi ko alam kung para saan yan. Kailangan ko lang graduate.
Coming to you from the One Podcast Studio in Hollywood, California, this is the Pare Podcast. And now here's your host, Mr. Leo Bato.
Kamusta mga kapare? Welcome back to another episode of Pare Podcast dito sa Pinoy American Real Estate Podcast. Ako nga pala, again, si Leo Bato, ang inyong kabarkada, kakwentuhan, at ang magiging host nyo dito sa Pare Podcast. Dito sa Pare, we talk about real estate journey ng mga Pinoy American natin dito sa Amerika because we believe na bawat isa sa atin deserve to feel empowered pagdating sa bahay at lupa at buhay dito sa Amerika. And today episode, napaka-special because di ba summer ngayon? So summer special po ang ating episode dito sa Pare Podcast. Dive na tayo dito sa segment natin, Kwento ng Bahay. But this time, we're taking you internationally. Since it's summer, we thought to do something different. A special episode shot on location in one of the most beautiful places in the world. And that is Cebu, Philippines. Of course, our guest today is none other than my good friend, my fellow associate and fellow realtors na taga Cebu. Ang pangalan niya ay Win Carbajal de la Calzada.
Thank you. Thank you, Leo. Thank you for having me in the podcast again.
Yup, and we caught Win while he's doing some vacations with his family and tinake opportunity ko na interviewin siya sa kanyang mismong pinagmulan. Okay, let's dive. Mag-enjoy kayo sa episode na ito kasi it's a summer episode. Let's go to Cebu!
Guys, welcome to Pare Podcast. We have a special editions right now. We're here in Cebu Island, Philippines, the hometown of Win de la Calzada. So Win, tell me something about Cebu. Paano ka ba lumaki dito at paano yung mga challenges dito, yung mga happenings dito, yung paglaki mo?
Well, this is where I grew up. This is home for me, Cebu. Maganda dito. I grew up here in the 90s.
90s?
Yeah.
Okay. Isa pa lang ang isa pa lang ang tulay nun. Ngayon, 3 na, di ba?
Yeah, that's right. Masarap dito nung 90s. We all went to the same, major schools. I went to Sacred Heart School for Boys, Jesuits.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, back in the day, isa lang pinapakinggan naming radio station, yung
Ano yun?
Y101, Rhythm of the City.
Oh.
Y101.
Ngayon, ang dami na.
On the way to school, bago mag-start ang school, pwede kang tumawag sa radio station, shout out. Shout out mo yung mga girls sa girls' school. Tapos marinig nila sa radio station. Yan ang mga excitement dati. Memorable places dito sa Cebu. Of course, ito,
just
beach.
like this, no? Nasa isang island tayo.
Island hopping.
Nag-island hopping tayo. So, yun ang isa sa mga beauty ng Cebu, no? Yung compact siya, no?
Definitely.
During 90s, you can reach anywhere within couple of minutes.
Yeah, and even today, yung dami pa ring beach resorts. It's still a very sought after vacation destination.
Ano ba yung mga famous dito sa Mactan?
Shangri-La. Still there.
Crimson, Plantation Bay.
Yeah,
90s yun.
Plantation Bay. In the 90s was big,
Nung binil yun ng Plantation Bay.
Tapos syempre, yung mga pasyalan namin noon, as teenagers, punta kami sa Tops.
Tops, yung dating site. Dating site po sa Cebu yun. Pag sinabing Tops.
Merong dati, yung Cebu Plaza Hotel up in the
Cebu
hills.
Plaza Hotel. Now is Marco Polo,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
That was life in Cebu. That was nice. Then
Yung disco, ano yung pangalan nun?
Buy
Disco. Plus meron pa.
Balls. Buy and Balls.
So mga taga-kababayan natin na located sa Cebu, alam nila yung pag sinabing Buy at Ball Disco, Alam nila yon.
That's right. Yan ang ano natin. Yan ang pasyalan natin nung araw. Yeah, that's
High school, nabanggit mo, Sacred Heart, run by
Jesuits.
Jesuit. So, Ateneo ba to? Tama ba?
It's now Ateneo de Cebu.
It's now Ateneo de Cebu.
And that's actually where I ended up going to college. I moved to Manila.
So after nung college, Manila ka na.
After
I
high school.
see. After high school, sorry. After
doon
high
ako,
school, Manila
I
ka
went
na.
to Ateneo de Manila.
And then,
And
then from Ateneo, anong course ang kinuha mo? By the way, Win is a registered nurse in UCLA and also a realtor. Pero hindi yun ang kinuha niya sa Ateneo. Ano yung kinuha mong course sa Ateneo?
Originally, I graduated with a bachelor's degree in social sciences.
Oh, wow.
Hindi ko alam kung para saan yan. Kailangan ko lang graduate. Yeah, but after college, I ended up working for a resort in Boracay.
Yun yung ano, no? Anong pangalan nun?
Club Panoli Resort.
Club Panoli. Famous yun sa mga timeshare dati, di ba?
We were selling
Yung
timeshare
uso
back
pa
in
yung
the,
timeshare noon.
back in the
di ba?
90s. Bagong-bago pa yung concept.
Wala pang Airbnb noon, di ba? Yun ang mga uso sa destinations, di ba?
And,
Using the timeshare. Then after Boracay, Club Panoli, na-assign ka, and then you got promoted to
first I was promoted as national sales and marketing manager for the timeshare department, and then as a way to expand, we started a project by reaching out to Filipinos in the UK. It's a London.
So na-assign ka sa London. Pinadala ka sa London
That's right.
to start timeshare ng Club Panoli.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Ayun.
So
Kaya ka napunta sa UK.
punta kaming London,
Mhm.
and long story short, may isang client doon na hindi ko mabenta-bentahan.
Ano,
Yeah.
what's her
Pero-
name?
Pero inasawa niya ako. So
So hindi mo mabentahan, inasawa mo na lang.
inasawa ko na lang. She happened to be a nurse. So shout out sa wife ko, Kathy.
Cathy, hi Cathy. We're missing you here in Cebu.
And that's how we ended up in the US. So yung
From UK, nurse siya, and then nag-end up kayo sa US.
Yeah.
Because may nag-petition sa kanya going to the US.
Just like you in early 2000s, yung nursing shortage natin sa America. They were also recruiting from the UK.
I see.
So she was recruited from the UK. We were offered to come here to the US. Green card na kagad.
Anyway, then after noon, nag-move kayo sa US, and then, siyempre, hindi ka pa nurse noon. Ano yung struggle noon? Yung US na yon?
Yeah, so just like karamihan ng mga
Buumpisa.
kababayan natin sa US, no? When we migrate, alam ko marami akong kapareho nito na nag-migrate tayo dahil sa asawa natin na nurse sila, nagtatrabaho sila. Of course, initially I started by being the driver.
The driver of the wife, na nurse. Okay.
But I've always been a worker. So even if I had to, kasi di pa siya nagda-drive nun, so I would take her to work, and then while she's at work, when she comes home at 3:30, papasok ako. Ang idea ko noon at that time, give me any job, I'll take it, I'll work my way to the top. Right. Hindi naman ako medical field. So I got a job at Walmart. It was the easiest job I could get.
The easiest job in Walmart. Okay.
Sabi
What do you
ko-
do in Walmart? With a bachelor degree.
Kargador.
Cargador.
So I would come into work at 4 p.m. Yung shipments galing sa loading docks, isi-stock namin yun sa mga shelves,
So, parang pinakita mo dito, Win, na hindi ka namili, di ba? Kahit na alam mo,
kahit ano.
bachelor degree ka, and then you have a lot of experience in sales, pero hindi ka namili, start to zero ka pagdating sa US. Anong masasabi mo doon?
Sinasabi ko sa asawa ko, wala akong hiya. Wala akong pride. I don't care kung naging manager na ako before. I don't care na sales manager ako, international sales manager ako. I just wanted to work. I didn't want to be at home without an income. But anyway, as for me, I really just wanted to get my hands dirty. I wanted to work. So,
Pero ano yun?
Minimum
meron
wage.
meron kasing mga Pilipino rin tayong mga kababayan na parang merong posisyon sa lipunan na pumunta sa Amerika, pero parang nahihirapan sila mag-adjust na mag-start sa bottom. Ano masasabi mo sa kanila?
Para sa akin, work. Work is work.
Work is work.
Sabi nga nila, work gives a man his dignity. So, you know, it makes you stand up taller. It gives you better stories for your children. So, yan yung para sa akin. So, kaya I said, kahit anong trabaho yan, papasukan ko. I know how I work. I know my work ethic. Alam ko, aangatan ko yan kahit saan nila ako ilagay.
And then after that, nag-Walmart ka. Then you went to?
From Walmart ako, actually, may nagtulong sa akin makapasok sa nursing home. California Health and Rehab. Shout out sa California Health and Rehab. I was there doing social service.
Social service, bro. From Walmart to healthcare. As a social
Yan
service.
yan ang naging intro ko sa social services.
Eh, paano naman from social service, nagpunta ng nursing?
Kasi nakita ko yung work ng mga nurses. Ang nasa isip ko, natural sa kultura natin yung caregiving. You know, that no wonder why there's so many Filipino nurses and caregivers.
Caregivers.
It's not
CNA.
hard. It's something we already do. Ginagawa na natin sa mga magulang natin, sa mga kamag-anak natin. Di ba? It's
Common yun sa kultura natin, eh, no? Na hindi natin iniiwanan yung
Hindi
mga...
tayo naiinis sa matanda.
sa mga matanda.
Nakikita ko, I can do this.
Okay.
Ang maganda dito, what I really wanted to show my kids at na-realize ko dito sa US, kung may gusto kang gawin, may gusto kang aralin, pwede mong gawin. May paraan.
Hindi pa huli ang lahat.
Huli ang lahat,
Oh,
anytime. I was already in my 30s. Pumasok ako sa nursing. But also, the other hand, I couldn't afford to just go to school full-time. Kasi at that time, dalawa na yung anak ko. So, I wanted to work while going to school. So, I did it the long way. Nag-LVN muna ako.
Then,
I worked full-time while doing LVN. And then from LVN, bridge to RN. I worked full-time the whole time.
wow.
Ayan, naging nurse ako kahit na medyo matanda na ako compared sa mga kaklase ko. And then I worked in UCLA. That's how I ended up in nursing at UCLA.
Napakaganda ng journey doon nagtatapos po ang journey ni Win. Actually, hindi pa yan. Kasi may another journey si Win. Tumalon from nursing to real estate. So, kwento mo naman yon. Bakit naman naisipan mo mag-realtor?
When I was working as a nurse, alam ko talaga I wanted to own a house. Yung lumalaki na yung mga bata, I wanted them to have a place of their own. I always felt like pag nagre-rent ako, I'm like one bad landlord away from becoming homeless. Yan ang nasa mind ko. And we went the normal way. Pupunta kami sa mga open house. Wala kaming kaalam-alam. Wala kaming pre-approval. Yung ngayon nakwento ko nung first episode natin na pumunta kami sa 1.2 million house na obsess ako doon. And then, it turns out, di pala ako qualified doon. Pero, yung kunento ko sa first episode na I did get the house but di ko alam kung nanalo ako. I don't know if I made a good deal or not. Kasi basta pinapirma na lang ako, basta ito yung babayaran mo. I had no idea kung ano yung process. I had no idea kung naisahan nila ako. I had no idea if I had a good deal. I don't know.
Kasi, kumbaga, may mga time na hindi nila na-explain yung process na yan. Kaya nga, di ba, sa first-time home buyer, advocacy natin na masyado natin binibigyan ng atensyon yung mga proseso, mga dokumento, para at one point, maintindihan nila yung proseso.
Yeah. But anyway, long story short, I met you 2 years later.
Then, binenta natin yung bahay mo.
Actually, di pa nga ako handa nun eh.
Hindi ka pa handa.
Sabi ko lang sa'yo, magkano na kaya itong bahay na to ngayon? Ang sabi mo sa akin, try lang natin, lagay natin sa market.
Nilagay po namin sa market and nabenta naman po. Nabenta.
Yes. So, I stayed in that house. So, I bought that house for $420,000.
But ang
I stayed there for 2 years only.
In-strategize natin yun na contingent on finding replacement home.
Correct.
Yun po yung isa sa mga strategy na ginagawa natin na hindi po magiging homeless yung ating buyer at seller.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, actually, yun lang yung number one condition ko sa'yo. Nung sinabi mong, try natin, i-list, sabi ko, ay, di pa ako ready maghanap. Sabi mo, walang problema. I'll guarantee you don't have to leave the house until you have another house ready. And you have the money to pay for it. Yan ang ginaranti mo sa akin. So, kaya ako pumayag na i-list niya yung bahay ko. And honestly, the next day, nandun na yung sign. Nagulat na ako, oh, nasa market na yung bahay ko. Luckily, within the first week, somebody offered cash for the house.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
My house from 420 was sold at 511.
Yeah. Yun, ganda,
So
no?
I made about 100,000 in 2 years, which I would never in my wildest dream be able to save. Kahit anong tabi-tabi ko, hindi ako makakasave ng 100,000 in 2
In a
years.
year, di ba? Kaya napakaganda ng napakaganda ng investment ng real estate kasi yung equity, yung value ng equity sa Los Angeles is between 8 to 12% depending on the location.
So you also helped me get my new home sa Santa Clarita. The reason why I picked that one because when I was in nursing school, all my friends had families and small kids, they were living there. Doon kami nagsa-study group. Doon ko nakita yung sarili ko. I love it. It's one of the safest cities in America. Hanggang ngayon, I'm very proud Santa Claritan.
To all sa mga Santa Clarita nating mga viewers dyan, you know.
And then of course, because I was able to do that, nakita ko yung tulong na nagawa mo sa akin. I became passionate about the same thing. I'm like, wow, if I can do this, my friends need to do this. I had a lot of friends in the hospital that have no homes or have no idea that they can afford a home. So
They can afford It's just that yung take time, saka na lang. You know, yung kultura natin na maybe I'll wait for the market to go down. I will for the market to be different. So
may natutunan ako na ever since I became a realtor. Like kung sinasabi sa presentations ko, no, you need to realize it's not timing the market. It's time in the market. Because a lot of people are timing the market. So pag tinanong mo sila, may bahay ka na ba? Oh, I'm waiting for the interest rates to go down.
to go down. Yun yung timing the market.
Or
Okay.
I'm waiting for the house prices to go
to
down.
go down. Okay.
These are the same people that I met 5 years ago.
Mhm.
They're still timing the market today.
And the housing
In the
prices
meantime-
goes up.
In the meantime, the people 5 years ago that
Who bought?
didn't care about the interest rate, didn't care about the prices.
Dumoble,
They
no?
just bought.
Actually,
5 years later?
Yeah, dumoble. Almost yung mga $500,000 property 5 years ago, parang 800 to 900 na.
Yeah.
Diba?
So sila yung time in the market.
Sila
The
yon.
more time you spend in the market,
Market.
the more money you make.
Ah.
So the key is not timing it. The key is getting into it. Especially if it's your home. If it's your primary home, there's no sense renting. There's no sense waiting. If it's your primary home, just get in the market. If you can't do it right now, come talk to us. At least you know how you're gonna get to getting ready. We can guide you. We can have meron tayong credit repair specialists. Meron tayong mortgage brokers who can find loan products for you, who can find
Kasi maraming loan product di ba?
maraming
Hindi lang
programs.
yung FHA, hindi lang conventional, or sa mga military nating mga viewers, no, US military na affiliates, veterans they call it. Meron VA loan, zero down payment. di ba?
VA, zero down. You don't need to put money up front.
Yeah.
Or very little money up front. And even yung mga non-VA, meron na rin ngayong certain communities na may incentives sila. They're trying to populate certain communities. Meron silang incentive na 100% financing.
Good.
So kahit maliit lang yung pondo mo, or maliit lang yun.
Mga kapare, yan po si Win de la Calzada. Grew up from Cebu. And last message natin, Win, para sa mga televiewers natin.
If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call us,
Call us.
today.
Yeah. Call us today. Or
Napakaganda, no? Ang sarap ng tubig. Nako, sus Mariosep, no? We really enjoy pagdating sa summer. Talagang yung water out of mga island. Wala talagang tatalo sa ganda ng Pilipinas o ng ating Philippines, and especially in Cebu.
Siyempre naman. Bayan ko yata yun.
Yun, no? Okay. Welcome. We're back in our studio and we're dive into the second segment. And ito yung Real Talk with Pare. Ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon is Buyer's Broker Commission and the NAR settlement. Ano ba to? Although it's been in the news all over, pero hindi pa rin natin alam ano bang nangyari, background, o ano na ang current situation nitong tinatawag na Buyer's Commission and NAR settlement. And nandito tayo ngayon para maliwanagan dito sa topic na to.
Yeah, mainit talaga yan ngayon, Leo, kasi it started last year, right? It started in August. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng NAR settlement? NAR, National Association of Realtors.
May isang state na challenge yung pagbibigay ng komisyon na nakagawian na natin for so many years since time of memorial, ika nga, na usually, ano ba yung previous? Ang previous is yung seller ang nagbabayad dun sa dalawang buyer.
Right.
Ay, dalawang representation. Yung
Right.
buyer's commission, saka yung seller's commission.
So in the past, when the seller lists their house for sale, they're already told, okay, you're gonna spend about 5-6%.
Between 5 to 6%, split into two.
Between the buyer and
Buyer and
the
the seller.
Diba? The law never changed. Like kung sinasabi to sa mga clients ko, the law never changed. It was always negotiable ever since.
Yeah. Pero nakagawian kasi na parang naging automatic na seller kaagad yung responsible sa pagbayad ng buyer's agent.
Right.
Na recently, na-encounter natin yon. Ano bang role ng buyer's agent? Bakit entitled siya sa commission na yon, 'di ba? Tapos ang nagbabayad is yung seller.
So, ano nang nangyari dito sa settlement? Anong gusto nilang mangyari?
Ang gusto nilang mangyari is yung seller has the right to negotiate. Binalik, actually, nandun naman lahat yun noon eh. Pero ngayon, mas in-empowered nila yung seller na makakapag-negotiate na sila about the buyer's commission. Pwedeng manggaling pa rin sa seller dahil in-encourage nila yung buyer saka buyer's representation para ma-attract lalo na yung mga buyer's agent na i-push yung kanilang property and willing silang magbayad ng commission, or pwede mag-decide yung seller na I won't pay a commission I will only pay my side. Tapos yung buyer's commission is be buyer's expense.
Okay.
So, yun yung currently ngayon na arrangement natin.
So I think ang nagawa nitong NAR settlement is they just made it transparent, no? So sinama nila sa disclosures, telling the seller this is negotiable, this is it's up to you to if you want to give it as a concession or not. And ginawa din nila na bawal sabihin sa MLS
Oo.
yung offer of compensation.
Oo.
Because they don't want that to affect yung marketability ng bahay mo.
Correct.
Ibig sabihin, kung yung isang listing nag-o-offer ng commission, yung kabila, hindi, ayaw ng NAR na nakaka-apekto yon on marketing.
Kasi siyempre, may tendencies, yung tinatawag na tendencies. Kung eto nga naman, nagbibigay ng commission, eto hindi. May tendencies, no? Hindi naman lahat, no? May tendency na yung agent, baka i-push niya lang yung nagbibigay ng commission.
Correct.
Kaya sa MLS, yung MLS po natin is multiple listing service ng mga associations ng realtor. Wala na isang compensation na minention doon.
Correct.
Which is para magkaroon ng fair playing field again sa industriya natin. And again, binabalik natin ulit dun sa mga sa seller yung karapatan na to negotiate.
Okay. So they basically made it clear that the seller has the right to negotiate.
Correct.
They also made it clear, as far as disclosing it to everyone involved, na negotiable itong buyer side commission, and also bawal siya i-advertise.
Advertise para hindi maapektuhan yung decision making ng all parties, at this particularly yung buyer's agent and buyer side.
So now, knowing that this is the current situation, why is it now more important that guidance, that you have the proper guidance, that you have the right team behind you?
Since we're been doing this for so many times and so many transactions, at least nag-guide natin yung buyers natin through proper representations para magkaroon ng greater chances yung buyer natin in terms of competing to this marketplace.
Okay.
So, from time to time, actually, in regular basis, we monitor kung sino yung mga ilang percent na ba o ano ba yung trend right now.
Okay.
Totally ba, talaga bang ang buyer na 100% na nagbibigay na nagbabayad sa realtor ngayon ng buyer's representation sa buong transaction right now? Yan yung mga for us to find out, pero statistically says, ikaw isa ka sa mga nagmo-monitor niya, tayo yan,
Right.
pwede mo i-share sa amin ano yung
Yeah.
mga observation mo, sa
Yeah,
yung mga
so,
napansin mo, di ba?
Tama. I mean, this is the reason why the proper guidance is now more important than ever. Kasi us, your team, we are always monitoring things. We're monitoring the trends.
Mm-hmm.
So alam natin kung anong ginagawa ng karamihan.
Correct.
So hindi ka naiiba sa offer mo. And what we're finding, for instance, right now, just today, I ran the last 100 closings in LA County, and looking into if the seller gave compensation to the buyer's broker, and it's showing that 90% of sellers are still paying the buyer's broker's commission. So in effect, wala pa rin naman nagbago. It's just more transparent. It's just more upfront. That you can negotiate this and that. But the truth be told, the sellers are still paying for the buyer's broker's commission.
Oo, yun talaga yung nangyayari ngayon. So, kumbaga kumbaga yung buyer ngayon is because narinig nila yung NAR settlement, added expense ba sa kanila yan? Maybe and maybe not. Pero since we monitor it on a regular basis, masasabi natin, out of 10 transactions na nagko-close, 9% yan, sinushoulder pa rin ng sellers yung buyer's commission.
90%.
So good pa rin sa buyers natin yun, di ba? Savings pa rin sa buyers natin, especially sa mga buyers natin na sakto lang dun sa down payment saka sa closing cost yung kanilang budget, di ba?
Right. Because most buyers just have enough money to get into the home.
Correct. And again, ang concept nga niyan is because yung majority nung equity nasa seller na eh. Kaya ano naman bakit sa tingin mo willing pa rin yung seller magbayad na although meron na silang karapatang i-negotiate yung commission na yon?
All these things is dictated by the market. Diba? If 90% of sellers are agreeing to pay buyer's commission, tapos ikaw mag-isa kang hindi, is your listing competing? I don't know.
Yan.
Diba?
So, diba? So,
At the end of the day, the market always dictates what happens. Hindi naman natin na manipulate yan. Sales will follow what people are willing to pay and what sellers are willing to give.
and just like what you said, ang maganda ngayon, transparent na. Sino magbabayad dito, sino ang hindi magbabayad dito, at can I negotiate this aspect sa transaction, di ba?
There you have it. That's our Real Talk with Pare for this episode. NAR settlement, buyer's brokers commissions.
Kayo mag-alala kasi, just like what I said, ni-explain naman ito during sa buyer's presentations. And when you talk to your realtor, advance niyan. Dati, pinag-uusapan na yan in advance para at least nakapag-prepare kayo kung kayo ba yung magbabayad or hindi. At least alam nyo na ahead of time. So, see you guys in our next segment on Pare Podcast. Here you go. Balik ho tayo. Andito ho tayo ulit. Ngayon, this time, segment po number 3, Tito Tips. So, ang Tito Tips natin ngayon is very unique because ito yung mga nangyayari sa mga kliyente natin, sa mga valuable clients natin na nagre-relocate, di ba? And it so happen the real story, selling and buying at the same time, ito yung nangyari sa isa sa mga valuable clients namin na bumili dito sa California at the same time, nagkaroon ng opportunity sa ibang state and kailangan niya mag-move. Ang maganda nito, lahat po yun ginawa natin at natulungan natin yung isa nating kliyente na mag-transition with multiple transaction. And the beauty of this, willing siyang i-share yung mga kanyang mga natutunan, mga apprehension. At the same time, thanks God, si Win pumunta ho ng Florida.
Yep.
Just to interview this wonderful couple. Win, ano masasabi mo dyan?
It was really great. It was really great. I helped with their transaction when they were still in California. I met them here, and then we moved them there 4 or 5 years ago. It was nice to see how they settled in their new house, their new environment. And let's watch our special Tito Tips episode, real life experience of our clients selling in California, same time moving to Florida. Roll the tape.
Here you go.
Hi guys, we're here in Orlando, Florida, and we came here to visit one of our first couples that moved from California. They sold their house in LA and purchased a home here in Orlando, Florida. Our team helped them out. We're here to visit them and learn a little bit about their story. This is Alyssa, this is Jay. Hi guys. This is a lovely home, by the way. Amazing home in Florida.
Thank you.
They moved out here how long ago?
4 years, almost 4 years.
4 years ago.
Yeah, yes.
And you sold the house where?
In Downey, same, July
You
of
sold the house
2021.
Sold the house in Downey,
Yes,
California.
yes.
They contacted Leo Bato and Associates.
Yes.
And the plan was?
Sell the house and at the same time purchase a house in Orlando.
Orlando. Why Orlando?
That was because of his job. He relocated.
Okay, so job
Yes.
relocation opportunity here, Jay.
Yeah.
Jay works for
United Launch Alliance.
United Launch
Alliance.
which
Yes.
is sending our space rockets.
Yes.
Perfect opportunity. He was doing the same job, same company in LA, and then got a chance to do it here.
Yeah.
So a lot of our friends, family of Filipinos in LA, a lot of people do tell us that they have opportunities similar to yours. Maybe it's Florida or even other states. A lot of people ask about Texas or
Yes.
Arizona, but the main concern always is they're a little scared, about the stress about selling a house and buying a new one at the same time. Of course, they don't want to feel like they're going to become homeless,
Yeah.
that they have nowhere to go. They're already secured in their home. So how was that experience for you guys?
At that time, Kuya Leo was really helpful in the process because he explained to us every single step from the house selling to the purchase in Orlando. And one thing with that is because Orlando is really far away from California, there was no way for us to keep going back and forth and looking for property. He was able to help us find a realtor within his same caliber, and he became the mediator or kind of the what's the right word?
Liaison?
Yeah, that one for us in California and here in Orlando. So really, whenever we had any issues, or not really issues, but whenever we had questions or concerns about how our realtor in Orlando was performing, or maybe we can say not up to par with what we were expecting, then Leo would just kind of explain to us, okay, this is how it is, and he's just the mediator. He's just a really good mediator, and at the end of the day, he was able to help us through the realtor purchase the house that we are in right now.
Great.
So
So Leo
Played-
found a partner associate here in
Yes.
Florida,
Yes.
and that we work with, that he's vetted and he's worked with before,
Yes.
and they've helped you.
Yes.
So you've been now here
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
How has it been? How's life been here?
It's good now. Like initially, there's always the resistance because I've never thought that I would leave California. Obviously, there's like a first few months or maybe even the first few year, I'd always say, oh, you know, in California, it's this. Oh, you know, in California, it's that. But after a while, I've really grown to like living here in Florida, and I've come to adapt and really like living here.
Well, yeah, and this amazing house.
Yeah, that helps too.
I love Florida.
Yeah.
Best move we ever made.
What's not to like? What would be your advice to some of our fellow Filipino Americans or anyone really
Yeah.
in our client base who might be thinking of doing the same thing? Should they be worried? Should they be scared? Any tips?
Yeah, obviously there's always going to be that worry or concern about not liking the place, but just if you're really into it, you're going to give it a go and give it some time and you learn to like it. But with anything, change is always not, yeah, exactly. Change is always scary, but it just might be the best change for you. So,
All right, and with the right guidance and the right team behind you,
yes, it's less stressful.
we can get it done. We
Yes.
can get it done.
Yes, exactly. So thank you.
much. Thank you, Jay. Thank you,
thank you.
Alyssa. And congrats on your beautiful move here in Orlando, Florida.
Thank
thank
you.
Balik tayo sa studio. Andito si Win. Bumalik na siya from Florida. And nagpapasalamat tayo kay Win for talagang nilipad niya yon at in-interview niya sa yung ating valuable client. And anong quick story naman? Anong pagbalik mo dito, ano yung mga reflection mo?
It was really nice to see them in their home. Experience
Yung
was really
actual,
good.
no?
Yeah.
You know? Kasi nakikita lang natin pictures eh. Mga
Yes.
pictures, sinasabi nila, Kuya Win, Kuya Leo, masaya kami dito. Pero actually, yun ang nakita mo doon.
Yeah. At least kita natin, it's actually possible that people will sell and buy another place at the same time. We can make it seamless. We can make it stress-free.
Smooth, stress-free, and then, yun ang real talk doon and real experience. No?
That's right.
At ayun mga kapare, natapos po natin yung ating summer episode at the same time yung issues ng NAR settlement at the same time na features natin yung isa sa mga kliyente nating nagbahay sa California at nag-relocate sa Florida. At sana ho magustuhan nyo. Don't forget to subscribe sa ating Pare Podcast. At kung may mga tanong kayo, kwento, o gusto nyo maging guest, email sa Pare Podcast. pare.podcast2025@gmail.com or message us personally sa mga social media channels namin. At tandaan mga kapare, sa real estate, hindi ka nag-iisa. Basta may kapare ka. Bye folks!